Hello everybody, welcome to Paradisia. This is episode 3, and I just want to say wow. You guys are awesome. The first video in this series, or the first build video in this series where I built the airport, is sitting at about 400 views at the time of recording the audio for this, which is amazing. It's the most viewed video on my channel right now, and that's pretty impressive, and it just makes me want to keep doing this even more. And it makes me want to just keep cranking these videos out. So I definitely want to thank everybody for watching that video. And if you haven't watched it yet, I certainly recommend you go back and take a look at it, because it was two videos I did building an airport. So go take a look at that if you haven't seen it yet. Now this video, I'm doing a beachside town just right here in this little area. It's just a small little town, just a few blocks, and it's going to have some housing and some condominiums and some shopping. It's going to be just a nice little town, nothing too big. I do want to say though, this video is a little longer than my normal ones. I think it's going to be close to about 40 minutes long. And that's just because there was a lot of work that I did in the city, and I wanted to keep it to one video and not split this build into 2 separate videos. So I do apologize for that if it's too long. I'll try to keep the other ones a little bit shorter, but there was just so much that I wanted to do, and I wanted you to see as much of it as possible. Now with that being said, the time lapse is sped up to 600%, so if it's faster than you're used to, I'm sorry for that as well. If it's too fast, let me know down in the comments below. That way I'll know, and I'll make sure that future time lapses are slower and more manageable, because I don't want anybody getting motion sick. I know I move the camera around a lot. There's a lot of twisting and turning, so I know it can be pretty taxing on people, especially if you're watching this on a large screen or anything like that. So yeah, in this town here, it's just a small little village that I'm making with a few apartment buildings, some condominiums. I put a couple of high-rise condos in the town here, just at the end of the road. And I think it adds a nice little skyline here to this little town. And then of course we also do some shopping there in the center, which I think you'll be able to tell from the thumbnail what we put in there. It's a nice little Target shopping center. I thought it was appropriate. So all of your shopping is right there, and you know, if you live in this little area, just about everybody who lives here can walk right there to the Target. There's really no need to drive anywhere in this little town. And I like that. I'd like to live in a place like that where I could easily walk to any shopping or anything I needed to do instead of having to drive, because I hate dealing with traffic. It's like the bane of my existence. I'll tell you, even in this game, when I play the game and I do like my other series, my natural disaster series, even the traffic in this game is the bane of my existence. I despise it. Maybe it's because I'm bad at it. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, I got a little off topic there. All right. So yeah, this build was pretty fun. I did a lot of detail work. I thought it was awesome. Again, on this one, I had to stop myself. I wanted to just keep going and keep going. And I think you'll start to see a theme towards the end of this video. I may have went a little overboard with the palm trees. Like if any of you ever watch any of Fresh Popcorn stuff, he had that running joke for the longest time about the fallen leaves, where he would use those fallen leaves everywhere. This town is starting to become something like that with the palm trees. I kept placing them, and I kept placing them, and I kept placing them, and I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know, a place like this would have a bunch of palm trees planted, because when you go to a resort town, or if you go to a city like this, that's kind of part of the theme. You know, it's palm trees everywhere. That's kind of their thing. It's like a selling point, I guess. It seems more tropical. Now, funny story about palm trees, actually. So, I live in Florida. And you think, you know, Florida, beaches, palm trees. The part of Florida I live in, it's up in northwest Florida. palm trees do not grow naturally up here, and it's kind of crazy. I mean, if you plant one, it'll stay alive, but they're just not out in the wild. They're not at the beach. They're not just, there's not like forests of palm trees. And I think it's kind of funny living in a state that people think of as a vacation state. They think, oh, palm trees and beaches. I mean, we have amazing beaches. The sand, the beaches in this game, how white the sand is actually how white the sand is here at the beaches where I live. It's pretty amazing. I just thought I'd share that with you. It was a fun little fact. Is actually when you're driving on the highway from Florida into Alabama or Alabama into Florida, when you're driving and you go across the state line, there's the "Welcome to Florida" sign. So on each side of the highway, you've got like rows and rows of just pine trees and a forest and everything. And then there's the "Welcome to Florida" sign, and there's just there's planted palm trees right there along the highway, just stuck there next to the sign, giving people the illusion of, sunny palm tree covered Florida when they are nowhere to be found up here. It's kind of ridiculous. I just thought I'd share that with you. I saw that the other day when I was driving down the highway. Anyway, I got off topic there, going on about palm trees when we should be looking at the video. So I just did the road markings there for the bank. Of course, it's got, the drive-through tellers, so they've got the yellow markings there designating each lane. Then I'm just doing the receiving area for Target here as well, with a forklift and some markings and some pallets and stuff, just to make it seem like it's active. There's always stuff going on behind these buildings, and that's one thing I like to do in this game, is I like to make sure that, even though there's really no traffic back here, nothing going on, when you look at it, I want it to look like there's activity back there. I want this to look like a living city, and that's one of the things I like about this game and doing it. Even the small things like this, like I'm doing the Coca-Cola machine and the red box machine right there in front of Target. It's little details like that really make this game amazing. So let's see, what am I doing here? Oh yes, the decals. I love these skid mark decals, and I thought they'd be perfect behind the building back there, just because of the high truck traffic and everything, and all the trucks turning around. I figured that would be an area where they wouldn't keep as clean as, say, the parking lot. And of course, I throw some AC units on top of the building there. I had some problems with this asset where the top of the building, it would clip through, and it wouldn't let me put it on top unless I got it in just the right area. So I struggled with that for a little while. Now these planters, I like these green planters with the curbs, because they when they clip into each other like that, it gets rid of the curb. So you can technically, make them as long as you want. And you'll see later on, I do one. I use them in another area, and I make my own custom shaped planter from just putting a few of the shapes together, because they clip so nicely. Now for the Target here, of course, you could see more palm trees. Like I said, they're going to be everywhere. And I figured Target, their color is red. Let's throw down some, orange bushes. That was the closest I had to red, and I didn't want to go download any red bushes. So I put some orange bushes down, and I think they look pretty cool. It adds a nice little touch to it. And I was sure to put them in a star pattern around every tree like that, because I wanted it to be even, like it was a well manicured and landscaped area. And then here on the corner, I think I put a Five Guys. Oh, I love Five Guys. I think the best part about going there is how you order fries, and instead of just, a large fry, you get literally a bag full of fries. They give you so many. It's so good. I think I might do that. I want Five Guys now. I'm going to have to go get a hamburger later. I always get off topic. I get so distracted by what I'm placing in the game. It's like I like that though. I like having a story for what's going on. I like relating this to things in my life, because that's kind of that's the enjoyment I get out of this game, is being able to, you make a fantasy world, but you can still make it relatable to people. Like, people watching this, it's a Five Guys. If you've been to Five Guys, you like Five Guys. There's a Target. I like having these real stores in here, and being able to relate them to my life, I guess. That's weird. I worded that weird. Don't mind me. I'm just rambling now. This is kind of the mundane part of the build. I put down Taco Bell because, yes. I mean, need I say more? Yes. Love Taco Bell. And, oh, look, I didn't put, well, I don't know if those classify as palms. I think they're like sawgrass. But yeah, I put those little sawgrass bushes down. And more palm trees. Love the palm trees. And I think I do some like manicured grass, or I put some grass decals back there too. Yeah, there we go. I was going to do the striped grass, but I think I went with something. Yeah, I went with that. Something a little different. My computer is going to be screaming at me later for doing all these decals, but I love what it adds to the texture there for the ground. Alright, and then we've got the neighborhood basketball court, which I feel that would be a pretty busy area with all these houses and condos around. Then I added, what did I add there? Oh yeah, it's a little corner market. I was going to do a Walgreens there, but I decided not to, since you've got Target right across the street. It's got a pharmacy in it. No need to overdo it there. Then of course, every time I put down a building like that, I always expand on it. The footprint for these buildings, they just aren't big enough. They aren't realistic, so I always like to expand on those buildings by adding additional parking and adding all the lines and everything like that. It just adds more to it, and it makes it seem more alive and more real. And I think I was going to put down another, some housing right there, but I decided to play around. I was trying to clip those buildings into each other to see if they could make something cool looking, but it just wasn't working. But because they were different colors, I just put them side by side and kind of turned them into their own unit, kind of like I guess two of the same buildings owned by the same company as housing, and it worked out pretty nicely. And I was going to do a little house in that empty spot there, as you saw, but later on, I think I'm able to fit a restaurant in there, which was cool. And also, because we are next to the beach here, I'm putting in some parking. And wait until a little bit later, a few minutes from now, you'll see what I do around the backside of these buildings. It turns out freaking amazing. That's my opinion. I think it was amazing. You guys let me know what you think. I think it turned out awesome. But I do a boardwalk back there, and it was pretty impressive. Because I was gonna do just some like a path, and then I realized I had the wooden boardwalk decal, and I was like, yep, that's definitely what we're doing. Yep, there it is. And I cut out most of this because it's just laying out the boards and stuff, and it's just kind of boring. Get it? Boards. Boring. Boredom. No? Okay. Then I use the wooden bollards there around the outside to separate it out from the actual the beach and everything. Of course, anybody could just walk right through. It's not a problem. I just thought it added a little more detail and some functionality to the boardwalk itself. Made it seem more real. Then, of course, I'm pretty sure I go in here and I add some more palm trees. What I'm doing there is I'm getting rid of the light posts and stuff. Because when I did it, there's actually a walking path back there, so people will actually walk on it. But the walking paths had the light posts in it, and I didn't want that, so I had to go through and switch the roads back and forth, or switch the paths back and forth, and make sure the light posts were turned off. Yep, there we go, more palm trees. I knew it. I was messing around with some parking for this other building, and I could not get it to do what I wanted to do, and I thought a parking garage there would be a little obnoxious. So look at that, that was awful. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. And you can actually see, watching this, you're getting a little glimpse into creative process, I do a lot of trial and error when I'm building in the game here. I put something down. If I like it, great, it stays. If I don't like it, I get rid of it. And it's just a lot of that, a lot of trial and error. And I kind of want to keep you guys around and so you can see that. I don't want to edit all that out because it shows the truth. And I'm sure anybody you watch, if you watch like live streams of people doing this or anybody who makes these, it is a lot of trial and error when making these. Especially when placing buildings down. Now, one thing I have seen a lot of people do, I think it was Flux I saw do on one of his channels or one of his builds. I think he did it on one of the Arrowhead builds where they just pretty much laid out all of the buildings that he thought about using, so he didn't have to keep going into the menus. And whenever he saw the building he wanted to use, he would just, copy and paste it with move it, or you just, I guess you just move it. Yeah, either copy and paste or just move it. That way you don't have to keep going through the menus and everything. And I actually saw Prez do that on a live stream he was doing just the other day too. Where he had off on the side of the map, he just had all the high-rise buildings kind of lined up, and he just went down the line. It was like, all right, I like this one, and you just, you do that. That way you can get a good look at the building before placing it down. Then you put it down and beforehand what it looks like, so you don't have to place it and delete it, place and delete. Here I'm adding just some concrete walls as a nice little touch, as a divider, I guess, between the parking lots and the boardwalk there, as well as between the building. I'm actually about to do a little pool area behind this hotel. I say hotel, it's actually a condominium. It's I think it operates or works as a hotel. I'm not sure if it's residential or leisure. I'll have to take a look at that. But either way, I wanted a pool area with beach access as well. So I went ahead and I did that back there. Now the availability for pools in the assets right now in the workshop is not that great. So I went with some kind of small pools. They're not the greatest, but I clipped them together and I used some rocks to make them look pretty cool, I guess. It turned out better than I expected, so that's good. And then of course here on the side we've got the little iron gates, so you can access it from the outside. Now, I would expect something like this. Those gates would have some kind of block code or key code access or something like that, considering they're accessible by the general public. And then, of course, we've got the two gates in the back here. These are both going to be for beach access. That way you can go from the pool straight out to the beach and to the water. So here's where I laid out the pools. I'm actually using the two pools there with, I guess it's a hot tub at the top, I'm not sure. And I had these dark rocks that I laid out. Now these are these flat ones. I don't really like those. Later on I actually found, I had some boulders. And I used those instead because they were more dimensional, I guess, or more round. They weren't so flat. So yeah, that's what I do here. I replaced them with the big black boulders, and this just made it look 10 times better, I think, or maybe even more. I don't know. I was pretty proud. And this one boulder had this groove in it that fit just perfectly around the circular part, and I was like, yep, that's awesome. And they kind of look like volcanic rocks, and this mountainous region of this island looks like or I believe it is an old volcano, so it kind of made sense to have those rocks there. And of course, more palm trees and the big palm fronds. And then I think at the end of this video, I do an entire line of palm trees down the whole back side of it. Like I said, I went overboard with it. There we go, just laying down some grass and some lighting back there. I have found that street light. It's the avenue light, the one that hangs over the avenue. That was the perfect size to hang over the pools, and it really lights the area up at night. It looks really nice. I like the amount of light it gives off. It's pretty awesome. Go, just laying down some picnic tables and stuff here. Excuse me, I need a drink. All right, and the tiles, yes. So I went with these tiles back here, and it added a whole new level to this pool area, like a whole new depth, a new depth, I guess. It's so much better than just the nasty old concrete. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Then here's where I was looking for some sort of restaurant or something to put down, and I think I was actually able to fit that. Yeah, that fit right in there perfectly. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better there. That's fantastic. You know, terraform it, make sure I'd like to have all the sand and everything kind of sloping downwards. I don't want any rough edges or rough drop-offs there. Man, this town just looks really, really cool. I'd like to live in a place like this. It'd be awesome. And then more concrete barriers. That way people who park there in the parking lot, they can walk across the boardwalk and get there into the restaurant. Now it is facing in a kind of a weird direction with the entrance on the side, but I think that's okay. I'm pretty pleased with it. And here I laid these. I put those barriers there. I don't think I keep them. Maybe I do keep them. Yeah, I do keep them because I turned off the traffic. Because I had an issue. Yep, there I go, turning off the traffic. I had an issue where cars were driving down there in the back of that building or behind the building, and it was just not working out. So I believe by turning the traffic off, that's going to keep them from going back there and, you know, driving through the walls and stuff. It's just weird. Then here I throw down another condominium style. I guess a hotel. I'm still not sure what it is. I'm gonna go with a condo. It's a condo. I figured 2 of them were plenty for this area. I did not want to have a huge high-rise skyline in this little town. Just these 2 buildings were appropriate. This is where, you know, most of the population would live, or where people would have their summer beach homes would be in these 2 buildings right here on the water. And then the parking that I'm doing here, this parking is, I'm going to say it supports both of these buildings, although it's still probably not nearly enough. Let's just pretend that there is 2 or 3 levels of parking on the first few floors of these buildings, and we'll just go with that. Honestly, because the amount of parking needed to support a building of this size would be ridiculous, and I'm not doing parking garages or anything, so that's not going to happen there. And here we go, more palm trees. I told you, lines and lines of palm trees. Which, yeah, it was a bit overboard, but I like the way it turned out. It looks pretty cool, and you'll see in the live footage that it turned out really awesome. It seems ridiculous, but it fits. It looks good, trust me. Then we're just doing some extra parking spots here, filling in some of the space that was still open. I didn't want to waste really any space there. And we have a road going around the building, and I made sure that the parking lots were not clipping through the road, so that way you can kind of see the outline of the road there, and that helped with laying these out, so the cars will drive around it and they won't drive through the parking spots. So it was pretty cool. And then I did these angled spots here, and you'll see in just a moment, this is where I made that custom planter, the custom trees curb thingy. I don't know what it's called. I think it's just a planter. And I just went in here and see how you can clip them together and make a bunch of different shapes. I think that's amazing. And it really allows you to do some pretty interesting things. And I bet you can't guess what trees I'm going to put in there. I'll give you one guess. If you know what it is, leave it down in the comments below. No cheating. You have to put it in now. Don't wait till the end of the video. So yeah, I finished that up and I plop a few trees in there. And I found these white curbs that were on the workshop as well. They're like these just concrete elevated curbs. I used them on the airport as well to surround some of the bushes and stuff, and it just adds a nice outline, especially to a custom planter like that. It allows you to separate out from the road from the grass and everything, and even will allow you to make a custom planter with just the normal terrain. So you'll use the terrain tool, etch out a portion of grass, and then put that curb around it, and that's an easy way to do it there. And then here I put in some parking markers to see if I can get some cars to start parking in these parking lots. I'm still not sure how that works exactly. I'm not sure if cars will automatically park in those custom lots or if you have to force it. That's still kind of new to me. I'm not sure how some of the things in the game work still. But again, I do this for mostly design, not really gameplay, so I guess that's to be expected. And here I'm just doing a little bit of detailing behind the marketplace there, throwing a van back there, and then I think I do some of the lines here for the little mechanic shop. It's where people can come and get their oil changed and stuff, with some keep clear signs in the front there. And then the side parking on the target, which is pretty appropriate, I guess. Put the little, I like those curbs. I use them a lot. Toss some parking down there on the side. That way, just some extra parking for the people. It's so far away from the door, though, I don't think anybody would use it. People would probably, I don't know, maybe if there was some busy shopping time or something they would, but that'll probably be empty most of the time. And then here, I'm just going to look over to the other side of the road, actually opposite the target, and I put down some apartment buildings. I figured, the other side of the road needed the apartments, and I made these cool little cul-de-sacs. I guess they're cul-de-sacs. They're 2-lane that kind of merges into a 1-lane and loops around, but it's small, so it works as a cul-de-sac, I guess. I wish this game had cul-de-sacs, so you could actually make real ones, but I like that. I like that method. I saw it somewhere. I forget. I was watching a video where I saw somebody make one, and I was like, that is amazing, and I'm going to use it. So I used it, and I like it, and I think I'll continue to use it. Oh look, more palm trees. Jesus. Yeah, I went a bit overboard. And let's see. Oh, here's where I do the beach access. Yeah, I took those wooden bollards and I just made a path right down the dune there to the beach. I was gonna put some shrubbery there on the little dune, but that grass was just a bit too much. So I was looking for up here on where I am, we have like sea oats is what we call them, and they look like stalks of wheat just out on the sand dunes. I was looking for some of those to put in, but I have to look on the workshop, see what else I can find that might work in there. But in the meantime, we're just going to toss down some umbrellas and some lounge chairs and everything here. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do now is just wrap up this time lapse, and I'll be here with you in just a moment, and we can go through the live video and the gameplay footage here and take a closer look at everything and get a nice in-depth view of what's going on here in the beach town. If you have an idea of what I should name this area, leave it down in the comments below, because I don't have a name yet. It's just a little area. It doesn't even have its own district yet, so we'll go ahead and do something about that shortly. So yeah, I'll be here with you in just a moment. Alright folks, here it is. It is Oceanside. I'm calling it Oceanside for now until we change the name. Let's go ahead and take a detailed look at what I've done to the little town here, and let's start with Target. We'll go ahead and zoom in here to the shopping center. Of course, we've got the little strip mall here with the Bank of America, Radio Shack, Subway, UPS store. One thing that I added here was the Coke machine and the red box. I thought that was fitting for the Target, so I wanted to have that sitting right outside. I found that to be appropriate. Then, of course, we've got the palm trees here. I added the planters along the road or the entranceway here. We've got the planter right here as well with a palm tree. I didn't put any bushes in there. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Let's see. Are those the orange ones? There's an orange bucket. Okay, orange flower. Oh, anarchy on. Oh, wait, that's not right. Was it red? Let's see. Oh, it was red. Cool. So let's go ahead and put some flowers here, like that. I think that looks good. Yep, there we go. All right, so yep, we got the flowers and everything there, and of course that's the same all the way over here as well. Then we did the work here. I did the work on the drive-through ATM, and what is this? This bush? That should not be there. How did you get there? Okay. All right. Yes, the drive-through ATM right here looks pretty cool. You even got the little ATM sign. That's neat. With all of the road marking, the line markings there. When we go back behind the building, we've got the pathway here. It just says loading only, so only trucks should be driving back here. Got the keep clear in front of the dumpsters. Here we've got some trucks parked up back behind Target, doing some unloading. The forklift there. I thought this looked really cool. I'm pretty proud of that. It looks more alive. It looks like it's active. It's pretty neat. And go ahead and turn the simulation on and let that run while we're doing this. We've got the gas station here, which is awesome. Look, there's people parked at the gas pumps. That's cool. And people clipping through the guy here at the car wash. Let's get rid of that prop since people are parking there. There we go. All right, so BP. Oh, look at those gas prices. Regular unleaded, $1.42 a gallon. That's pretty good. Wow. Then we've got just a little basic Taco Bell. Nothing special here. Just a few parking spaces next to it. We've got the mechanic shop with a couple of cars in there being worked on. It looks like a couple Land Rovers. That's cool. I like that they're parked in there. That's awesome. Then we'll move over here to the marketplace on the corner. Now I didn't do anything real special here. I just added some trash back behind here and this van, and then a parking lot right here on the back side as well, just so people can park. We've got the basketball court. Look at people down here playing basketball. Oh, get it. I dunked on him. Did you see that? Okay. That's cool. I've never watched that animation before. Let's watch him play. That's neat. I like that. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Look at him go. Oh, shit. Oh, look at him. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm amazed by the little things. And we've got the first tower here. It's a nice, it's the spiral tower. This is actually a vanilla asset, I believe. It's called like the, what's it called? It's in here in the tall buildings. It's the, God, it's gonna, I'm not gonna be able to find it, I don't think. Where are you? I've got so many buildings now, it's ridiculous. I think it was like the land, sea, and air something. Something or other. Let's see here. Up there. Here it is, right here. Sea and skyscraper. Yeah. And it's part of the regular game. It's for a requirement for building the medical center. So you can actually have this if you play with no mods. You can use this building. Anyway, we've got parking. Of course, palm trees all around it, because why not? And you'll notice here on the beach, I was able to find the type of grass that I was looking for to go on the dunes. I was so happy when I found it on the workshop. And yeah, so I went ahead and I did that around here. And we've got it going all up on the dunes here, just like you would see at the beach where I live. which maybe I'll post a picture as well so you can see what it looks like where I am, and you can compare it to the sand dunes and the sand here that we're looking at on this beach. All right, then next we're going to move over to this building here, which is just another condominium residential complex. And of course, it's just a basic building, but let's go around back here. We'll look at the pool. If I can get my camera to cooperate. There we go. So yeah, here's the pool. Just got the two pools. We've got the rocks surrounding it like you saw in the time lapse there. And I think it looks really nice. It's a nice relaxing area. Of course, back here we've got the beach access to come right out to the water. And then the gates there so people can access through the side of the building as well. All right, and here's the boardwalk that I did. It goes around the entire back side here. So starting here and in this parking area, you know, you can hop on the boardwalk. Now, one thing I do want to do while we're doing this is I want to put down some benches and trash cans as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Let's go with just a regular park bench. I think I'm going to put one. Oh wow, that's going to clip through, so we have to put it in places where it's not clipping. Wow, why are you going to clip through? Come on. Come on, really? There we go. We can put it right there. And let's put another one right there. And I don't think I'm going to put any of, well, maybe I'll put one right here. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put one right there. And I'll put one right there so it's not clipping through. And let's see, let's put one right there. Put one right there. Put one right there. And I'm going to put a couple right in front of this building here. Because I would think there would be some benches in front of this restaurant. Because, you know, being right here on the beach, they might get busy. They might have, you know, people waiting to get in. Also, this wall is not in a good spot. Let's go ahead and move that here. Nope, that's not it. Is this it? Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's move that back. And you got to be really careful with this move it tool because as you can see, there's all kinds of different things here. There we go. Make sure you select the right thing, and that should be near about perfect. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, we're still doing some benches here. Nope, that's a picnic table. Let's see. Let's do a bench. Let's do a bench here. And a bench here. There's already some benches along here, so I'm not going to do it there. And I think that'll do it for the benches. Now I guess we need some trash cans, huh? There we go. Let's see, let's do a trash can right here. Let's do one here. I would think that they have one like right there. Let's put you there. Put one right there. Put one right there. So yeah, this was supposed to be a quick little overview, but I saw some things that I wanted to take care of, so I figured I'd just bring you along for the ride as I did it. You can kind of see what I go through when doing this. Now I know you can't see this right now, but my frame rate while doing this is about 25 to 30. It's kind of killing my game being in this close and looking at all of this stuff here. All right, so that's that looks good with those trash bins there. All right, so let's take another look here down this road. We've got just the apartment buildings, you know, the residences here. Sorry for my keyboard being so loud as well. I have a mechanical keyboard, so all those key presses, that's me moving the camera. I'll try to edit them out the best I can, but no promises. They might still be kind of loud coming through there. Just got some more apartment buildings here. These look very, very beachy. This is what I would expect to see on the waterfront, so I like the way this looks. And then we've got, more palm trees, of course. Let's see here. And we've got the 5 guys that we talked about in the time lapse. And look at the parking here. It's starting to fill up. This is amazing. I like this. This is awesome. Oh, a Coca-Cola delivery. Or just driving through. Oh, he's delivering Coke to the UPS store. Alright, guy. And he just disappeared. Like magic. Alright, and we've got the apartments here. Look, people parked on here. I'd like to find a way to get people to stop parking on the roads, but I'm not sure if there's a mod that does that. If you know of a mod that can prevent roadside parking, please let me know, because I want to make that stop. It's really annoying. And then back here we just have the little neighborhood that I did. A very wealthy neighborhood too. Holy, look at this house. You know what this house needs parked in front of it? They needed a Ferrari. I believe I have a Ferrari. I do. I have 2 of them. I have an Indy car and I have a Ferrari. Yes. There we go. Is white the only color we have? Oh, there's a red one. Yep, he's getting a red one. Oh, they have a yellow one too? Yes. No, the red one's going here. There we go. Yes. I think we need some more of these over here on the beach. I think there needs to be a Ferrari in one of these parking lots. Like maybe I don't want to do it on the roadside because I'm sure someone will park there. Let's put it here. But let's not have it in a parking spot. Let's put it here, because with people like with cars like these, they're douchebags and think they can park anywhere they want. So we're gonna put him there because he thinks he can park anywhere. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's nice. I'm glad we did that. That makes me happy. All right, so yeah, back to the neighborhood here. Just a nice little neighborhood with some really nice housing. I would expect this would be a very wealthy area just because of where it is. And I think that's really just about everything. Now, one thing I want to show you as well, I made a modification to this building that looks awesome at nighttime, which I'm gonna turn it off screen right now so you can't see it. And we're gonna just look at this building first. So if we make the camera go to, let's go to the evening time. There we go. If you see how this building has these yellow lights and it looks really cool, well, oh wow, my frame rate, holy cow. I added some red lighting to this one, and it looks cool. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Oh, my frame rate does not like this. I think that looks amazing. So if we zoom out here, oh, level of detail. Okay, there we go. I think that's really cool looking. And if you look back here in the back, I don't know if you noticed this in the time lapse or not. That is where I'm going to put one of the resort hotels. I haven't started work over there yet, so that'll be coming in a future episode. I was messing around with one of the buildings and I liked that sitting down there, so I put it back there as a reference point. So I think that skyline is going to look really cool once we get it all built up. But yeah, I like this. I think it looks awesome, and if you guys like it as well, don't forget to drop a like on the video here. Give me some comments down in the section below if you think there's anything we need to change, or tell me what you liked about it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And again, thank you guys so much for all of your support with these videos. I think the first 2 videos in this series, I think one of them's at about 500 views and the other one is getting close to 200. So yeah, it's really awesome, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying watching these. So thanks again so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.